This video is about row-level security within a query module. And the way this is done is within a dimension file you need to add an authority element. For example, within the secure query module birth dimensions, I have opened up the geolocal health district file and I have added this authority element in here. With the string value of LHD.1, there's nothing magical, nothing special about this value. It's just a string. The thing that is special is that this string has to match what the user has in their authority. It's case sensitive, it is space sensitive, everything else sensitive. It has to match 100% exactly for this user to have that authority. So you'll see here in this local health district file I have all of my selectable values to have this authority, and I'm showing over here for marital status as well. I've added an authority that's called marital.married and marital.not-married right under here. And I also have those same values for the state total, just for fun. You really wouldn't want to do this, but I have them in here on this file. I'm going to show you the user file that I'm going to use, that I'm going to log in as. For this user, I have given them the authorities for 4 query modules, one of which is birth. That's the only reason that's the only way that I'm actually able to make the birth module selection is because this user has the query.birth authority. And then you'll notice here this user has 3 local health district authorities, 1, 2, and 4, and they also have a married marital status. Again, these values are they really have nothing to, there's no smarts with these values and the way they're used. All that's happening here is it's a straight string value that's an authority that's being matched up against other authorities. That's it. There's nothing special about it. So the easiest way to demo this is, the easiest way to show this is with a quick demo. So here I'm running my Tomcat application server. I'm going to go to my index here. And actually, I don't want my queries, I want the secure data set index. And because this is a protected URL, I have to log in. And the user now has been loaded. The XML from that user has been loaded. I want to look at my birth module because that's what I modified. I'll just choose the count configuration. And here's my builder page. And you'll notice if I open up the geographic step here, I have the 3 values, and that's all that I have in my list. I don't have all 12. And if I look at my zip codes, I have all the zip codes. And the reason for this is because the zip codes do not have an authority. If these zip codes were put in with the appropriate authority that matched the local health district, this list would be restricted as well. So this is a good example when we're talking security on how you need to understand your data and how a user can select it and how this relates to what a user's authorities are. So what you'd want to do is in your GeoZips for every zip code that is, if you needed to restrict it by local health district and you wanted a user to have local health district restrictions, your zip codes would then have to map to the same privilege or the same authority that a user has. Otherwise, it's open and they'll be able to make these selections on zip code, and if they group by zip code, they'll see all the data. So it's really important that you understand and get that part right. Again, for example, I opened up the GeoZip file, and what you would do is every one of these zip codes that's associated with a local health district would need the appropriate authority. So you'd put in here, and it'd be like, I'm not sure which one this goes with, what L1 goes with, but let's just say it's 1. It's not, but let's just say it is. So you'd have to put in a value like this, and you'd repeat this for every zip code that's associated with local health district 1. Now another way to do this is if you wanted to limit things based on zip code within a local health district, then you'd come up with a new convention, and you'd call it zip 1, and you might have 50 different zip codes in here, or however many you want to break it out to, and then the user obviously would have to have the value. They'd have to have the authority in here with a zip 1 or whatever zips you want them to have access to. So you can be granular about it, or you can actually kind of have a semi-hierarchical way of managing these dimensions and how they relate to an authority just by using the same authority for the group of zip codes. So back to our user interface. Let's get that out of the way. Back to our user interface here. You'll see that they only have those values that they should have in their list. In the next video, I'm going to talk about why these are selected and how those selections work. But for now, this is how the user interface part of the row level security works. Again, this is just restricting what the user sees. In the next video, I'm going to show you how you make sure that you're configured to make sure that you don't actually are able to get dimension values into the query that gets submitted to IBIS-Q so that you get data back that you shouldn't be able to see. So hope this was helpful, and please feel free to comment or give me questions, and I'll try to answer them. Thanks.